heard that silence becomes a war cry the first time it sees battle. When the noise of the surroundings raise a single octave too much. When they flaunt their cursed tools this way and that, words streaming out of the unforgiving hole that they call a mouth. Yes, silence once did lie in wait, a dormant volcano watching until it chooses to release itself from the earth, raining fire, screaming until the voices not only cower, no! It bellows and sinks its wretched teeth into their necks until all the river inside of them flows out. Dripping rubies falling from its fur, a thing of claws and terror. Always ripping, ripping, ripping. Beg for mercy if you will, but that is a privilege falling from your fingertips like so many grains of sand to rejoin the earth. No point. It's here. They're coming. Just stop. No! That is the anthem, the realization that dawns over the oppressed when they finally fall under the hand of the oppressor. A silence that lies behind the back of the hand that streaks across a weeping face, the red print now ingrained in their kneeling soul. A silence that lies in between the legs of a precious body as their insides get explored by those who seek to dominate the vulnerable. A silence that lies behind the bullet that makes a permanent home in between the bleary eyes of the innocent. The final image obscuring their vision, nothing but the ugly gleam of a pistol. A silence that lies beneath the knee that cut the oxygen from the lungs of George Floyd, that stole the very life force of yet another, bound and helpless, unarmed black man. The thief but a coward who wore a mask of artfully crafted lies, vowing that he would protect the helpless. And so the oppressor continues, beating and looting and violating bodies, forgetting that the crimson staining their hand is the same kind that flows through their tangled web of their own veins. That the oxygen trying to associate with the thing hammering in their chest is the same kind that sings through their own windpipe to keep them alive. Demons with pale flesh assault, rape, and kill those with skin they deem a couple shades too dark. The only crime the victims are accused of is their very presence of their being. Of being birthed from their mother's womb to join the billions of human lives, that beautiful human lives that roam this earth. This monstrous wreckage of humanity should have been quelled once the first shot was fired, when the first soul was tortured for nothing other than his blackness. But humanity has become a thing of the past, now turned into a hideous beast that seeks to rip and tear and bust the fragile bubble of sanity, shattering the glass bodies of the innocent. Shattering the glass bodies of the innocent, littering the ground in their scattered fragments, dancing on their remains until lumbering away, leaving bloody footprints in their wake. But a country built on hatred and segregation, on the distorted, horrid views of white supremacy spit from the God-forsaken lips of white men, biblical commandments that must be followed, or else those must be abolished, The embers of racism must be stomped out. The flames of justice exploding before our eyes, a light to shine before the seemingly unending darkness, blotting out the sun. A revolution. A revolution that is not built on the white man who stands before the chaos, raising a blinding white fist in the air, shouting through his teeth, "All lives matter!" All the while clutching the limp hand of the downed black man, whose blood streams down his back, falling from his hands, and with a sizzling pop, it drops to the cement, to join the growing puddle of red before the white man's feet. The downed black man, who no longer had the breath to even attempt to unite his voice with the white man's redundant shouts. A revolution that is not built on the words spewed from the lips of the orange creature that wears the costume of leadership. The words laced with the deadly drug of absurdity and totalitarian rule. Spoon-fed lies being forced down the throats of all who choose to stop and listen and allow their minds to be brainwashed and become savage, with loathing and malice meant to obliterate the very image America had once tried to uphold. The revolution that is not built on individuals with pale skin leaning back, proclaiming their heartbreak, and turning away, uttering words like, "I feel you," when they have not the slightest notion of the horrors that Black America faces every second of every minute of every day, when not even their home is a safe refuge to escape. No. The revolution is here, and it begins with the people rising up, linking their arms with their brothers and sisters, screaming until our voices are finally heard, to ensure that the constant sounds of sobbing mothers and fathers whose sons and daughters have met the ghastly steel of police brutality finally become acknowledged, that their pain and sorrow be felt in the darkened hearts of the oppressor, roaring that Black lives matter, until nothing but that stark truth can be heard. Our voices creating an ear-splitting thunder, a unified chorus that will shake the world.